Sometimes the greatest truths aren't found in books with fancy covers, they aren't tweeted, they aren't posted, they aren't streamed live from a stage with bright lights, they are found on a rickety porch swing or a worn wooden bench at the edge of a village. They are spoken in quiet voices weathered by seasons of sun and snow. I once met an old man who told me,
"We collect years not to get old but to get wise."
It's a simple thought, but simple things I've found are often the truest. We chase the new, the fast, the next big thing. And all the while the elders are sitting, waiting, holding the answers we've been looking for all along. Their hands are maps of a life lived. Every wrinkle is a story, every crease, a lesson learned. And today is a very good day to start listening. Let's learn from those who have walked the path before us. So, let's sit for a while, let's listen. There was an old woman who lived by a stream. I asked her once about patience, about waiting for things you want so badly. She pointed a thin, bony finger toward the water. "Look," she said, "the river doesn't rush, yet it reaches the sea." Her words were as smooth as the stones in that stream. She explained that the river never tries to be faster than it is. It follows its path. It moves around obstacles. It carves its way through mountains, not with force, but with persistence. We live in a world of instant everything. We want success now. We want happiness yesterday. We are like children trying to pull a sapling from the ground to make it grow faster, only to kill it. The old woman taught me that true growth takes time. It requires nourishment. It requires sunlight. It requires seasons. You cannot rush the sunrise, and you cannot rush your own becoming. There is a natural pace to life, a rhythm we must learn to trust. An old farmer once told me a story. He pointed to two trees in his field. One was tall and thin, having shot up quickly. The other was shorter, thicker, more gnarled. "A big storm came last year," he said, his voice raspy like dry leaves. The wind howled like a hungry wolf. He paused, letting me picture it. "The tall one," he said, pointing, "it snapped in half. It grew too fast, its roots were shallow." Then he patted the trunk of the sturdier tree. "But this one held. Its roots go deep. It grew slowly, but it grew strong." We are often encouraged to build our lives quickly, to get the degree, to get the job, to get the house, to get the family. We build upward, reaching for the sky, wanting everyone to see how tall we've become. We measure success by what is visible, the title, the salary, the size of our home. But the old farmer's story reminds us of the unseen, the roots, the foundation, the character, the values, the relationships that hold us steady when the storms of life inevitably come. Let your roots run deep. In a small village tucked away in the mountains, there was a custom. When a family baked bread, they would always bake a little extra. One small loaf was set aside. A child would then be sent to deliver it to a neighbor. The next day, another family would bake. Another child would deliver a small loaf. I asked an elder with flour on her apron why they did this. "A shared loaf tastes sweeter," she said with a smile, "and it reminds us that we are all part of the same dough. We rise together." This simple act was about more than just bread. It was about connection. A daily ritual of kindness and community. In our modern lives, we often live in isolation. We can order food, clothes, entertainment, without ever speaking to another human being. Hundreds of friends online, yet you may not know the name of the person next door. We have forgotten the sweetness of a shared loaf. We have forgotten that we rise together. The elder explained, "When you give without expecting anything in return, something magical happens. It makes the bread you have left more satisfying. In a world that feels divided and lonely, remember the village lesson. A shared loaf always tastes sweeter." I remember complaining about a week of relentless rain to an old man sitting on his porch. He was just watching the water drum against the tin roof with this peaceful look on his face. "The fields are thirsty," he said simply. I kept grumbling about my cancelled plans, the mud, the gloom. He listened patiently, then chuckled. "You can't stop the rain," he said, "so you have two choices. You can curse it and be miserable. Or you can learn to dance in it." He told me that some of his best memories were of his children splashing in puddles. This is really a lesson about acceptance, about perspective. So much of our unhappiness comes from fighting against things we just cannot change. We curse the traffic jam. We get angry about a flight delay. We resent the unexpected bill. We are fighting the rain, but honestly, the rain doesn't care. It will fall anyway. The old man knew a secret. The only thing you can truly control is your response. Take a deep breath. Feel the cool air. Listen to the rhythm of the drops. But the wisdom is in knowing how to live while you wait, not just grumbling, but finding a way to dance. In a village square I saw children playing. They were from different families, some richer, some poorer. But in their game of tag, none of that mattered. They were just children, running and laughing under the sun. An old woman, watching them from a bench, turned to me.
The sun doesn't ask who is important before it shines.
It warms everyone the same. Judgment, ego, the labels we put on ourselves and others. In the grand scheme of things, under the same sun, we are all just people. We spend so much time building walls, status, wealth, belief, nationality. We create hierarchies. We decide who is in and who is out, job clothes. We forget that beneath all these layers, we are fundamentally the same. Joy, pain, we all bleed the same color. We all seek love and a sense of belonging. For in the end, we are all just walking each other home under the very same sky. I once saw an old man carefully gluing together the pieces of a broken clay pot. It was a slow, deliberate process. When he finished, the cracks were still visible, filled with a golden lacquer. "Why not just buy a new one?" I asked him. He looked up at me, his eyes full of a soft wisdom. "This pot has held water for my family for 30 years, he said. "It has a history. The cracks don't make it useless, they make it unique, they tell its story. A mended pot is still a pot. Sometimes it's even stronger where it was broken." This is a beautiful lesson about imperfection and resilience. We live in a disposable culture. If something breaks, we throw it away and get a new one. This attitude has seeped into how we view ourselves and our relationships. We strive for perfection. We hide our flaws, our scars, our cracks. When we make a mistake or fail, we feel broken and worthless. We have forgotten the art of mending. We have forgotten that broken things can be beautiful. Your cracks do not diminish you. They are the golden seams that tell the world you are a survivor. There was a man in the village who knew things. He knew when the rains would come by watching the ants. He knew which plants would heal a fever. He knew which berries were safe to eat. He had no smartphone, no weather app. I asked him for his secret. He smiled a slow, knowing smile. "The earth is always talking," he said, "but we have forgotten how to listen. We are too busy making our own noise." He explained that nature has a language. The direction of the wind, the shape of the clouds, the behavior of the animals. It offers constant guidance if we just pay attention. In our concrete jungles, we have become disconnected from the natural world. Our food comes from a supermarket, our water from a tap. We don't know the phases of the moon, or the names of the trees in our own park. We have insulated ourselves from the very system that sustains us. We've put on headphones and drowned out the whispers of the earth. The elders who lived in close partnership with the land knew that we are not separate from nature, we are part of it. And to ignore its wisdom is to ignore a fundamental part of ourselves. The earth is always talking. Listen. The stories are told, the lessons are shared, the elders have spoken. They speak of rivers, trees, bread, rain, sun, earth. Their wisdom is simple. It is not complicated. It does not require a degree to understand. It requires only an open heart. It is the wisdom of a life lived, not just observed. It is the kind of truth that you feel in your bones, a deep, resonant hum that says, "Yes, this is right, this is true." It is an echo of something we have always known but have somehow forgotten. We can collect these lessons like smooth stones from a riverbed. We can admire them, turn them over in our hands and appreciate their beauty. But their real value comes when we put them in our own pocket, when we carry them with us, when we let them guide our steps. It's a reminder to breathe when you're stuck in traffic. It's an encouragement to check on your neighbor. The wisdom is not in the knowing, it is in the doing. The echo of their words can be found in your own heart. It's telling you everything you need to know.